She was the brightest in the class, but she cried herself to sleep most nights. Why do the kids who are praised for their intelligence often end up feeling the most isolated? Why do so many gifted children grow into adults who are anxious, lost, or deeply lonely? In this video, we explore the psychology behind this paradox. We'll dive into real-life examples, examine psychological research, and uncover ways to help smart kids feel seen, understood, and supported, both as children and as adults. Part 1. The hidden struggles of gifted kids. Let's begin with Alex. By age 4, Alex was devouring chapter books while his classmates were learning the alphabet. Teachers praised him for his advanced reading and problem-solving skills. Adults adored his intelligence. But while his talents shined on paper, he sat alone during recess. Other kids teased him, calling him professor and robot. Alex didn't know how to relate to his peers. As an adult, he still struggles socially. Despite holding a prestigious degree, he feels like he's drifting through life without meaningful friendships or a clear purpose. This is a common experience among gifted children. They often face something called social mismatch. While their intellectual abilities are far beyond their years, their emotional and social development might be perfectly age-appropriate. This creates confusion. They speak with the vocabulary of an adult, but still long for the acceptance and simplicity of childhood friendships. These kids might try to connect, but often get labeled as weird or know-it-alls. Over time, rejection conditions them to retreat inward. The result? Loneliness that begins early and quietly grows into adulthood. Part 2. Emotional intensity and sensitivity. Giftedness doesn't just mean being intellectually advanced. It often comes with emotional intensity. These kids may cry easily, feel deep empathy for others, or become overwhelmed by loud sounds, injustice, or failure. Let's look at Sophie. At age 8, she became deeply disturbed after watching a documentary on endangered animals. She couldn't sleep, worried constantly about the planet, and even tried to start a fundraiser. Her classmates? They laughed it off and went back to their cartoons. Being labeled as too sensitive damages a child's confidence. They begin to hide their emotions. But the sensitivity doesn't go away. It simply goes underground, often resurfacing later as anxiety, depression, or intense self-doubt. Neuroscience supports this. Gifted brains often show heightened connectivity, especially in emotional centers. That means they feel everything more intensely. Joy, fear, guilt, excitement. This emotional depth is a gift, but it can also be overwhelming without proper support. Part 3. Perfectionism and identity traps. Many gifted kids are praised constantly. You're so smart, you always get A's. It feels good until it becomes a trap. These children begin to believe their value is tied to achievement. So what happens when they finally encounter something hard? They panic. They think, if I'm really smart, this shouldn't be difficult. Maybe I'm not as gifted as everyone says. This leads to a fear of failure. Some stop trying new things unless they're sure they'll succeed. Others procrastinate or avoid challenges. Perfectionism becomes a shield against disappointment. As adults, this can look like job hopping, abandoning personal goals, or underachieving, not due to laziness, but out of a deep fear of being exposed as not smart enough. Some gifted adults describe feeling like frauds. They succeed but secretly believe they're fooling everyone. This is known as impostor syndrome. It's a common legacy of growing up gifted without emotional grounding. Part 4. Adulthood and the former gifted kid. As gifted children grow up, the challenges evolve, but they don't disappear. Many struggle with chronic loneliness. They have a hard time forming close relationships because they've spent years masking their true selves. Others find it difficult to pursue meaningful careers, not because they lack skills, but because they never learn to cope with obstacles. Some common patterns include imposter syndrome, feeling like a fraud despite achievements, underachievement, playing it safe to avoid risk or failure, overthinking, constantly analyzing everything, emotional burnout, from years of unmet emotional needs. It's not uncommon for these individuals to feel directionless. They were told they'd do something great, but no one explained how to find fulfillment or how to define success on their own terms. Part 5. What can we do? Solutions and hope. The good news? These patterns can be changed. Support, understanding, and intentional growth can help gifted individuals thrive, emotionally and socially. For gifted individuals, redefine success. Focus on meaning and growth, not perfection. Seek community. Connect with others who understand your experiences. Embrace failure. It's not a flaw. It's how we learn. Prioritize emotional literacy. Journaling, therapy, and mindfulness help. For parents, praise effort, not just ability. Say, you worked really hard instead of, you're so smart. Normalize mistakes. Share your own setbacks. Provide both intellectual challenge and emotional support. Help them find like-minded peers through clubs, camps, or mentoring. For educators, offer enrichment opportunities beyond the standard curriculum. Address emotional and social needs. Gifted students need SEL, social emotional learning. 2. Watch for signs of perfectionism or burnout. Create classroom cultures that value curiosity and kindness, not just grades. Giftedness is a wonderful thing, but it's not a golden ticket. It comes with unique needs, challenges, and emotional depth. If left unacknowledged, those very gifts can become heavy burdens. It's time we stop treating intelligence as the full picture. We must see the whole child, their quirks, fears, hopes, and heart. Only then can we raise not just high achievers, but happy, balanced, and compassionate human beings. So, if you were that smart kid who felt alone, misunderstood, or pressured, you are not broken. You're human, and healing is possible. And if you're raising or teaching a gifted child, remember, what they need most isn't more pressure to succeed. It's permission to be themselves, fully and freely. Smart should never mean lonely. Let's make sure it doesn't. Thank you for watching. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Let's create a world where bright minds are matched with open hearts. You're not alone, and you were never meant to be.